L has what it takes. Intellections is without the doubt the most important tool you can have. Being in the loop of knowledge can make all the difference of losing and winning. Even determine the ideas of right and wrong. In the World of Death Note by Tamashii is a story about a cat and mouse game of justice that challenges the ideas of right and wrong. When a high school student, Light Yukiminami, finds a notebook called the Death Note that kills whoever's name is written down, he can use it to cleanse the world of criminal acts. Someone who watches the world in the shadows, acting as a judge and executor, known as Kira, which turns to gain the attention from one of the world's greatest detectives, L. Needless to say, it would take amounts into intellections and resources for anyone to catch a supernatural murder, but to the show proves any murder connecting them to the Death Note. Who is L? L is an orphan that goes under the name L. Lois, who was found by a wealthy benefactor who owned a house for gifted children. Finding that he could solve cases at an early age, some of the world's most difficult cases, and catch the most difficult criminals with little to no problem. As the allies of L, he grew up very secretive. While the world knew him as the world's greatest detective, behind the face that worked as known to a handful. His influence is known to government agencies across the world. Proclaiming as the greatest detective, L is very intellectual. He's upkeep and logical of his investigations. His methods involve second-guessing anything presented towards him, allowing him to make connections not only faster, but reach to conclusions that are unheard of, which are ultimately proven true. With further investigation, when taking on the Kira case, he has proven to be the most powerful multitasker, especially when it comes to drastic measures. Using a death row inmate as a ploy on live TV to prove the existence of Kira. And doing this so he was not only able to hound in onto Light Yukiminami general's location, but also determine somewhat on how he kills his criminals. Although his favorite tactic to use in the series is psychological warfare. Determination, misleading information, and knowledge of a human nature are one of the most greatest tools in luring his target. Although his most impressive aspect of his skill is pure intuition. While us as the viewers, we knew Light Yukiminami as Kira, L was only 5% sure of this likelihood. Despite the odds, he knew that he was not only wrong about him, as Light Yukiminami held no signs of being a murderer. He appeared to be too much of a natural prep school student with top grades. Due to this normality, he was able to secretly see through Light's position to have him under constant surveillance. Light L. Lois, although the series constantly proves that he is the most intellectual person in the Death Note series. We in our series have our own share of perception people We may never reach the level of intuition and skill and confidence as Elle.